Okay, we're going to the next one, y'all. Yay! Doc Holiday said, no, ASAP is a fair trade. Wait, this is a hard one. Wait, this one's kind of hard. Don't spoil it for people. Don't say the answer in the chat. Poker! I don't know if this is, I didn't really go over it, so let me flip myself. I realize that I'm flipped the wrong way. Poker. Poker. Was it poker? I don't remember. Okay. Yep, okay. Who's the original leader of the Cowboys? Oh, I know this one. How are you doing, students? Are you getting them correct? Dun-dun-dun! It was Curly Bill. Stop! You're gonna make me cover up myself. I tried to choose a class-appropriate dress, but maybe I should have made it a little looser. Oh, my bow tech is in first place. C second, Carl third. Good job, students. Whoever wins this gets a kiss on the mouth. No, I'm just kidding. That wouldn't be appropriate. Why does Doc fight Ringo instead of Wyatt? Good job! Oh my, 10 people. Yes, this one. Okay, I forget I have to click next. I'm a bad teacher. Bowtech is still first place. Good job. What year was Tombstone released? Ooh. I don't even know this one. I don't know this one. I think I know. Oh! Okay. 17 of you. A lot of you. The majority. Good job. 1804? Nope. That is not when the OK Corral was. You're about a 70 something years off. Where is the town of... If you get this one wrong, I'm going to whip you. I'm going to discipline you. Don't say the answers in the chat. Do not say the answers in the chat. Good job. There's still people who got it wrong. That's okay. Oh, Gil. Digging in butt. Yeah, it's definitely in Japan. Definitely. Who was not injured in the shootout at the OK Corral in the film? Okay, in the film, I don't know. I don't remember. I know, like, in history, who wasn't injured. Oh, good job, good job. Good job! Wow, some of you are doing very well. I'm very proud of you. Oh, nickname is in first place. See second. Botek third. Who do you think is gonna win, y'all? Ooh! I know this one too. Morgan. Okay. Oh, Botek's in first now. Nickname in second. C in third. A burp. What event sparked Billy to leave the Cowboys? You want me to read them out? Can you read these? He was shot in the leg. They tried to kill him for not joining a raid. The shootout, the OK Corral, the actor admired, was killed by Cowboys. Oh, he admired was killed by Cowboys. What? Wait, what? Wait, one person got this one? Oh my goodness. Only one person got this one. That's crazy. Is that one right? I'm kind of worried. How accurate is this? Was it Potato Man? Doc Holiday, you're a blink if you do. I think I know this one too. Yep. Don't say the answers in chat. Okay. Are you ready to see who's in the top 3? Drum roll, please. Hold on, let me get a drum roll going. Drum roll! I wonder how loud this is gonna be. Sir Jenkins, number 3rd! Second and first place! Botek! Woo! Good job! And our runners-up are Ink and Coffee and Nickname. Yay! Oh my goodness! A gift! A gift! We got a gift! Let's go! Dun, 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 dun. Was that fun? Did y'all enjoy that? Do you want to do like a Wild West themed one? That one might be a little bit easier for y'all. I do want to do a assessment of what y'all already know, so I'm gonna do that one. This one was for fun. Okay. Dun-da-da! Good job, everyone. How do we exit out? There we go. Let's see. I want to do an easier Wild West trivia for y'all. There can only be 40 people to join, though. Let's see. Which one should I do? Maybe this one? Ooh. Ooh, okay. I think I'll do this one. We could just do a unit review. I think I'll do this one. Okay. I'm gonna host. Okay. Can I make it to where there's like more people, or do I have to pay? I think I have to pay. Okay. I will show the game now. Game now. The code is 2127011. First person is Sir Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins. Oh, I see everyone rolling in now. Everyone's rolling in. There's only 40 spots. So you need to join as quick as possible, okay? There's not that many of us. We'll be fine. Uh-oh. Wait, I gotta check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, one. Okay, it's... Okay, wait. Top down. Okay, I give up. Oh, wait, I can see how many. There's 33 people. Only 7 more people can join. We have 7 more slots. 6 more slots. 4 more slots. Join. Okay. That should be... Oh, we need about 6 or 7 more people. Oh, someone left. 5 more people. If you would like to join, the entry code is on the screen. 2127011. And you go to www.kahoot.it. If you'd like to join us, there's 5 more slots for any straggling students. 4 more spots. Yeah, you can also scan the QR code if you'd like. Anyways, I hope you've been enjoying Kahoot. You're gonna learn some things that aren't related to the topic that I'm discussing today. I'm a bad teacher, so it's probably gonna be a lot of reading. But I made sure to make a presentation for the visual learners. Also, we're gonna watch some videos. I want to watch some videos as well that will explain it better than I can. Because I'm not a real teacher. I didn't go to school or anything. I'm just a Gyaru cowgirl. A dumb blonde, if you will. I'm sorry. I'm just a substitute teacher. I'm giving you kinetic learning, kinesthetic learning through Kahoot. I'm giving you visual learning, and I'm giving you auditory learning by reading some things for you. Ooh, you reminded me. I gotta check my Twitch activity. Okay. There are a lot of people with their streaks. 2 more people left. So if you'd like to join, type in the code. The code. Type in the code. www.who.it. It is 212711, and there's 1 slot left. So if you'd like to join, type in the code very quickly because there's only 1 slot left. It kicks you out if you leave the tab for a while. Well, you gotta join quickly because there's only 1 slot left. Code. You know what? I'll just start it. Pew! Alright, y'all. The Wild West. Are you ready? How's the audio? Is it loud or no? What act provided free land for settlers? Oh. Yeah, I know this one. Oh, it goes so fast! Oh my goodness. Yep, Homestead Act. Yes! Oh wait, you can't see the thing. Hold on. You can't see the answers. My bad. There we go. John digging butt. Yeah, that is way too fast. What? Oh, how do I pronounce this? Surux led his people to victory on the Bozeman Trail. That is a Native American clan, by the way. We're talking about Native Americans. Crazy horse! When General made his last stand at Little Bighorn. I know this one. Sue. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but yes, Mr. George Custer. Good job. There's only a few seconds. Who was wait, I don't know this one. I don't know who this guy is. Mr. Reeves. I'm gonna guess. He was a U.S. Marshal. Oh my goodness. I'm awesome. Yeah, he looks like a marshal. What was significant about the Transcontinental Railroad? Oh, I know this one. Good job. It connected the east to the west, which was very important at the time. They didn't have that. They really needed that. What massacre began with an attack on 500 sleeping Cheyenne? I think I know this one. Yep. I knew it. I'm kind of proud of myself for remembering this stuff. What was the first national park? I don't know. This one? Yellow? I don't know. I've never been to a national park before. Oh no, it's Yellowstone. National parks aren't like my thing. I mean, I like looking at pictures, but I've like never been to one. I wonder what it'd be like to camp there. What Sioux medicine man had visions of a great victory at Little Bighorn? I know this one too. Sitting Bull, yes. Oh, only 8 of you? Only 8 of you got that? I'm disappointed in you, class. What the heck? Sir Jenkins is up at top. Sir Jenkins is #1. What did the Pacific Railroad Act do? Oh boy. I think it's green, maybe. I don't know. Oh my god! Oh, not many people answered that. How did I know that? What the heck? Your teacher is smart. I'm not smart, I'm kidding. How was the Transcontinental Railroad celebrated? Oh my goodness, I know this one. I know this one. Golden Spike, yeah, yeah. Golden Spike, good job. 17 of you got it, good. That's an easy one to remember. Good job, students. Howdy. What president put America on the gold standard? Oop, I know this one too. I'm pretty sure. Maybe, actually no. No, I don't. Looking at these names, I don't. It was McKinley. That would be my guess if I were to guess one. Not Cleveland. It is McKinley. Can we change the quiz to something Asian friendly? I love Asians, but that's not the theme of this live stream. This is the Wild West. What mistake did Custer make at the Battle of Little Bighorn? I'm not gonna say anything on this one. You have to guess this one. Yep. If I were you, I would guess all of the answers because that one popped up for a reason. What act tried to force Indians to live on... Oh, I know this one. I'm not gonna give you the answer to this one either. Yep. Treaty of Fort Laramie. Okay, there's so many questions. I didn't know how long this was. Plains Indians were nomadic. What does this mean? Ooh, I know this one too. Good job! Yeah. That word's pretty easy to guess. How are you doing, students? Are you getting the answers right? What vocabulary word means... I don't know if I want to say these. Anyways. What does assimilation mean? Okay, I know. I know this one. I know this one. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Good job. That one was an easier one. Green, not number one. If you chose green, you got it wrong. What gunslinger was also a dentist? Oh my goodness! Ah! If you get this wrong, I'm whipping you. Oh my, he's so... Yeah. This is Doc Holliday. Good job, good job, good job. I'm proud of you, students. Lassos. It says Doc. Yeah. How many of you liked Val Kilmer in Tombstone? Okay, I do have a question. Before I start the next question. How many of you, as a man, I know there's a lot of men here, how many of you thought Doc Holliday was handsome? Don't worry, you're not gay. I'm curious. Does Doc Holliday fit the male gaze? Like, there's like guys aren't gay for thinking that they're handsome. Like Ryan Reynolds, you're not gay. Goon! I didn't say goon! Where are you getting goon from? What do you mean? What do you mean, goon? I didn't say goon, I just said think handsome, not play with your cult peacemaker. That's not what I meant. Anyways, next question. Who is said to have killed over 4,000 buffalo? Oh my, that's a lot of buffalo. Buffalo Bill. I mean, it's in his name. Okay. Where was the most famous Indian school? I don't know. Harrisburg. Oh, because everyone answered Harrisburg. No, it's Carlisle. Howdy. We're playing some Kahoot right now. There's about 15 questions left. What was the name of the movement aimed at helping farmers? Oh my goodness, I know this one. Good. Oh my goodness, only 4 people? Only 4 people guess red? Ah! That's a shocker. It's populism. Okay. Oh, what were vaqueros? I know this. I know this one. I know this one. I know this one. Good job. They were Spanish cowboys. Yep. Cowboys. It's cowboy in Spanish. Who became a legend at the OK Corral shootout? There's literally a picture of him. If you get this wrong, I don't blame you because I haven't taught you yet. Yeah, good job. He's like on the screen. Who made this? Not me. Sir Jenkins is at first place above Percy by like 1,000 points. What gunslinger died with the dead man's hand? I know this one too. I ain't gonna spoil it though. Yep. Bill Hickok. Good job to those 5 people who guessed. Good job, good job, good job. I'm shocked at myself that I actually know some of these. Lulu's armpit liquor. Who are you? When Massacre saw the death of 300 Native Americans when one refused to give up his rifle. I think I know this one too. Yep. Wounded Knee. I remember this one because of something in class like many years ago. Yes, Wounded Knee. Good job. Good job, Lassos. What famous sharpshooter joined Buffalo Bill's Wild West show? Oh my god, I know this one too. I know this one too. Yes, Annie Oakley. Good job, not Calamity Jane. Annie Oakley. What is deflation? What is deflation, y'all? Yep. Oh my goodness. No, that's inflation, y'all. When money becomes... There's so much of it, it's so common that it's worthless is inflation. This is the opposite of inflation is deflation. Inflation! Y'all. How did more people guess when money is worthless? Oh my goodness. Depreciation is like when you get something brand new, like a car, and then like once you drive it off the lot, your car has depreciated thousands of dollars, right? Because it's not new anymore. Howdy! Okay. 3. Oh my goodness. Who is Butch Cassidy, y'all? Come on. You can get this one. I believe in you. Yeah, good job. Okay, good. Good class. You know some things. I've talked about this guy several times. It's okay for being late. That's only a couple of lashes. Okay. Next, Oh my goodness, if you don't get this right. If you don't get this right. Here's your question. VTubers know this one. Whoever was asking, well, is that... No, never mind. No, ambush. You know how VTubers like say gorilla stream, and they stream when it's not on their schedule. That's where it comes from, is guerrilla warfare. Yeah, surprise. Yep. Today, this is Mount Rushmore. What did the Native Americans call it prior to this? Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. Good job to the 10 people who got it. What outlaw claimed claimed 21 kills for 21 years. Oh my goodness, they just show a picture of him on the screen. It's Billy the Kid. They showed a picture of him. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like, a lot of people don't know what Billy the Kid looks like. I do, though. Well, a lot of people don't know what these guys look like, though. Yeah. What is the idea that the US could and should control the West? Oh my goodness. Yup. Good job. Well, a lot of you got that right. Is everyone like just guessing blue or what? Since the questions are going by so quickly. What front two hero is pictured here? Oh! Oh my goodness, I know exactly who this is. There's like a song about him. Yeah, good job. Davy Crockett. He's iconic for his raccoon hat too. Okay. Who allegedly killed over 4,000 buffalo? Didn't we just... We just had this question. Yeah. How did people still get it wrong? Is a repeat. Diggin' Butt is in first place so far. Question 34 out of 35. What act tried to make Native Americans into farmers? I'm gonna guess in my brain right now. Yep. Oh my, how did I guess that in my brain? No way. I think like down in my subconscious I'm remembering this stuff because like this was one of my favorite parts of history. Yeah, it's the Dawes Act. What outlaw in a gang with his brother is seen here? Oh my goodness, I don't know. Just a James. Oh my gosh, wait. Your teacher is goated. Okay, we're at the end here. Who's gonna be in first place? Third place is Lulu Armpit Liquor! Woo! Second place, Sir Jenkins! First place goes to... John Diggin' Butt! Woo! Congrats! Congrats to all the cute lass. Look at how many cowboy hats there are. That's so cute. That's so kawaii. Oh, you can do little hearts. Sir Jenkins is doing the heart at me. Okay, that's enough Kahoot for tonight. That's enough Kahoot. Okay. We're gonna get on to the history lesson. What you all have been waiting for. I'm no OK Corral expert, so don't expect your teacher to know everything, because she doesn't. She's kind of stupid, so I'm gonna get my pointer out real quick. History lesson time! History lesson time! I'll put on some Western music too. Your teacher does know the date. She does know the date of the OK Corral shooting. October 26th. I think 1881? If I'm wrong, oopsie. Okay. This pointer is not doing what I want to do it. Yeah, you like my waiting screen? Isn't it so cute? Okay, let me stick it here. I got my pointer out. No, stream is still on. Don't worry. Stream is still on. The stream is still on. I just wanted to bring my pointer out. There we go. You like my pointer? Isn't it so cute? Ding 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 ding! Your teacher is ready. Your teacher is ready to teach. Are you listening? Do you have your notes pulled out? Do you have your notes pulled out, Lasso? I hope you do. I hope you do have your notes pulled out. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss a lot. Now, I wonder why this is not showing up. That's really weird. Why are you not showing up on my screen? It was working earlier, but I guess not. I'm gonna have to move that. I'm just giving you extra time to color your coloring sheets. How many of y'all are actually gonna color your coloring page? Okay. You can get it and then open it in the art program if you'd like, if you want to color it that way. Okay. It should work. Let's see. Will it work? Is it going to work? Maybe. Who knows? I don't know why it's not working now. Oh my gosh. Finally. Finally it's working. Don't know why it wasn't working then. Is it still pinned? Let me check. I'm gonna check if it's pinned on my live stream on YouTube. If it's pinned on my live... Yes, it's pinned. Okay. Let me just copy, paste. Okay, never mind. I can't give it to Twitch. I can't copy and paste it. It won't let me anymore. I left it. Wait. No, it's not letting me. If someone could copy and paste it from YouTube and put it in Twitch chat for me, thank you. Can I get a hall pass? You have to go to the bathroom. Already, we haven't even started the lesson. Haven't even started the lesson, Lasso. Student. That's okay, I'll let you go. I don't want you pissing on the ground or anything. That would be kind of gross. Don't you think? Maybe we should give a bathroom break to everyone. I'm gonna put on some Western music for us. Let's see. Western non-copyright music. Oh my gosh, so loud! Destroy my ears. Okay. Perfect. Dun, 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 dun. Have you gone to the bathroom, y'all? Can I eat during the lesson? No. No! You can if you share some with me. Would like you to give me some English lessons? You know, I'm actually kind of good at English. The only thing I'm not amazing at is diagramming anything past a compound, complex sentence. It's hard to remember how to diagram gerunds, participles, and the I one. Imperative? I don't know. Starts with an I. We did make a movie about the OK Corral shootout. We actually just did a Kahoot about Tombstone. Alright, is everyone back from their bathroom breaks? Are you back from your bathroom break? Lasso. Are you sat? Do you have your notes pulled out? This music is quite distracting for me, so I'm gonna turn it down on my end. You're distracted? How are you distracted? How are you distracted? Why are you eating in my class? You're allowed to have water in my class. Anyways, I like to introduce myself. If you don't know me, I am teacher Lulu Lasso. I'm a Y2K Gyaru cowgirl who was sent here to substitute for your original teacher, Mrs. Digginbutt. I'm here to teach you about the OK Corral, the famous shootout that only lasted for 30 seconds. Wow, that's a long time. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? Okay, thanks. Are you excited, students? Did you enjoy our Kahoot? That was me trying to stimulate your brain kinesthetically. Alright, I do want to ask a question before we start. What town do you think this was in? What town do you think this was in? Last hole. Any hands? Any hands? This is a really easy question. Oh, Arizona, Tokyo, Dallas. Oh my, you're irredeemable. Vancouver. Moscow, Moscow, Albuquerque. Oh, I see a lot of Tombstone, Arizonas. There's some good students here. There's some great students here. Good job to all the students that said Tombstone. Good job, good job. Not St. Petersburg. Australia. Yeah. Anyway, this is supposed to be a picture of Arizona because it's very hot and there's terrain like this. Now, I've never been to Arizona myself. I should go. That would be so fun to film a vlog of me going to Tombstone. Like not like a traditional YouTuber vlog. Oh, the Grand Canyon? I would like to go and use a mule to traverse the Grand Canyon. I see a lot of videos of people using mules, like riding mules, because they're super good at climbing and stuff. Yeah, it'd be super cool. Isn't the White Earth Museum? I would assume so. They should make a dog holiday museum. Now, what did I do for this next? Oh, I know what I did. Okay. Before we start, I want to go over some key notes. These are things you will need to remember. Now, I pinned my Discord. And I asked them, can you read this? Can you read this? Because apparently, not a lot of people can read cursive. I would like to ask you, class, all 300 something of you. Can you read cursive? Can you read this? 10 minutes. Yes. No. Okay, there's a couple no's here. Someone said it looks like level 30 enchants. Okay. I am gonna make it easier. I made it easier on the people who can't read. I made a version for people who are illiterate, like myself, except... Fun fact. Your blonde Gyadu cowgirl writes in cursive. I write in cursive. I don't think any of you know that. I don't think I've talked about writing in cursive before. But your Gyadu cowgirl can write in cursive. I can write in cursive. You think in cursive? Do you remember that meme where everyone was speaking in cursive? Anyways, I made it easier for you. Oh my, I'm a genius. I said the right date without even looking at it earlier. Anyways. So here's some keynotes that y'all need to remember. Okay, so where was the shootout at the OK Corral? Where? Tombstone, Arizona, which my lovely student guessed. Alright, what date? October 26th, 1881. I know some of you remember that date. Some of you were even there. Who was in the OK Corral shootout? The Earp brothers and the McLaury gang. McLaury and Clanton. Earp brothers along with the famous Doc Holliday. Thank you for the super chat. W, even though the cursive makes us marks us as hags. I'm not a hag. I wouldn't consider myself a hag. I would consider myself a Gen Z or a Zoomer. I just know how to write cursive. I'm 21, so I am not a hack. I do like to dress up as one. I think it looks really hot, but anyways. Okay, now class. Let me go back. I want you to guess why the shootout happened. I'm curious to see your answers. Y'all probably can't read this cursive. I should go back one though. Now, why do you think the shootout started? I want you to guess first, because I want you to remember it more. Taxes? Probably not the main reason why. Someone stepped on their Jordans. I mean, not Jordans, but more like stepped on their business. Not quite a card game gone wrong. Politics, apparently yes. Apparently there's some politics to do with it. No, not corrupt government. They failed the vibe check, something like that. Fighting over a woman? No, not woman. Now some men may call women this. They were fighting over cattle. They were fighting over cows. So, the feud was between Clanton and the McLaury families against Tombstone businessmen. So, the Clanton and McLaury gang were cattle wranglers, okay? And Earp and his brothers and Doc Holliday were the sheriffs of Tombstone. And there was some businessmen that were like, please take care of this problem. These guys are causing a bunch of trouble. And they were causing a bunch of trouble. So that's basically why it happened. They were being a little annoying, but the Clintons and the McLaurys were like, they're messing with our business. They're messing with, we're not making as much money because of you. Yes. Anyways, that's like kind of the reason why the shootout started. And here's our main character here, Mr. Wyatt Berry Stapp Earp. How many of you know Mr. Wyatt Earp? Look at him. Look at that long mustache and that handsome face. That is a great stash. I thought he was quite handsome in the Tombstone movie. He's a very distinguished gentleman. I still think he looks handsome now, with the magnificent mustache. Anyways. Okay, so Mr. Wyatt Earp was born March 19th, 1848 in Monmouth, Illinois. He died January 13th, 1929 in Los Angeles, California. Okay, I think I wrote this one down because this is not how I remember it in the movie. So, his young pregnant wife died of typhoid. Not like the movie. I don't remember her dying of typhoid. Or just taking a bunch of drugs in my reading. I don't think that was like in the movie. Yeah, his wife died and he was really sad, and that had him all shaken up. And that's basically how that led him to be a sheriff in Tombstone. Poor man's wife died. poor Wyatt. Poor Wyatt. I feel really bad. Imagine losing your lady. No more woman. I put probably for what gun he was using during the fight, because I don't think we know for sure like what exact guns that they use. So he carried a Colt 45 single action during his fight at the OK Corral. His the Peacemaker. If y'all don't know what the Peacemaker is, that's basically the gun that won the West. That was a really popular gun back in the olden times, in the late 1800s. It's a Nerf gun? Yeah, a Nerf gun, yes. It was their Glock of the times. It was their Glock of the times. Oh, yes, I do want to read an excerpt about Mr. Wyatt to you. This is the auditory part of the lesson, like about his life, that I wanted to do. Okay, I want to read about Earp a bit. Earp was the middle brother of 5. Mr. Wyatt Earp. He was born to Nicholas and Virginia Earp, a tall, quiet loner. He moved frequently with his family, settling in Illinois, Iowa, and California before returning east in 1859 to become constable in Lamar, Missouri. He married his deceased wife, rest in peace, in 1870, and his wife died suddenly of typhoid. Devastated, Wyatt drifted, spending his 20s one step ahead of the law, ever seeking his fortune in the next boomtown. He moved to Kansas to work with his brother James. Brothel? Oh my goodness, thank you for the super chat. I will read that in a second. I'll read it now. It's gonna go away. Hold on. Shiba dog wearing samurai armor. You're amazing. In the air with sparkles. Thank you. Make love, not war. Rest in peace to his wife. Rest in peace. Anyways, where was I? When in the summer cattle drives ended, he turned to police work in Wichita and Dodge City, making sure to keep the Texas Cowboys out of trouble. Businesses suffered when cowboys with money in their pockets were jailed at age 31. Wyatt turned his sights to Tombstone, a gambler, faro dealer, and shotgun messenger for Wells Fargo. He was deputized by his brother, Chief of Police Virgil Earp, to keep the police in the Oriental Saloon. The Earp brothers, as representatives for Tombstone's businessmen, were soon feuding with the Clantons and the McLaurys, ranchers who lived outside of town. So that's basically how and why Mr. Wyatt Earp was in the setting of Tombstone, Arizona. Virgil mentioned, we're about to talk about Virgil, I think, if he's the next one on the presentation. Note about Dodge City. The women there are very pretty, and you should all go meet them. Hey! I'm supposed to be the pretty one. Okay, yes, Virgil. This is Virgil. Hello, Virgil. Everyone say hello, Virgil Walter Earp. This is his brother, the guy that he just talked about. Virgil was born July 18th, 1843 in Hartford, Kentucky, and then he died October 19th, 1905 in Smithfield, Nevada. His occupation was a lawman, deputy slash U.S. Marshal, like as we just read here, helped his brother become a sheriff. And Virgil probably carried a 45 Colt Peacemaker. And I also want to read about not VR chat. Stop it. Bad, bad. Don't bring up inappropriate things in class. Or I'll whack you with this pointer. Why is the baby from Rugrats a VTuber? What? Wait, which one do I look like? Anyways, I'm gonna read about Mr. Virgil here. Virgil Earp was the true lawman of the Earp family, the second of 5 Earp sons. He joined the Union Army in 1862, mustering out in 1865, working primarily as a lawman and a gambler. Gambler is an occupation? I thought that was like a hobby. He traveled with his parents to California, then back east to Missouri and Iowa before joining his brother Wyatt on the Wichita Police Force in the mid-1870s. Moving to Prescott, Arizona, he was appointed U.S. Deputy Marshal in 1879, and 1 month later he moved with his family to Tombstone. In October 1880, following the shooting death of Tombstone's Marshal Fred White, Virgil was appointed as White's successor. He served for a month before losing the 1880 election. No! Sad. The U.S. Marshal. Months later, he was again appointed Tombstone Chief Police on June 28, 1881. 38-year-old Virgil represented the law in Tombstone, in fact. Much of what Wyatt had been credited with was actually Virgil's doing. Yes, because he helped his brother. He nepo babied his brother in. Thank you for the super chat. The teacher is gorgeous and smart. Thank you. Thank you. He nepoed his brother in. Where was I? I see where I am. Numerous accounts show that Virgil tried to defuse the gunfight participants on that fateful October 26th, all the way up to street fight. Yes, I do remember reading about Mr. Virgil trying to defuse the situation. It failed though. Miserably, actually. Okay, it failed. Unfortunately. Okay, who's next? Morgan Seth Earp. Oh my goodness. This guy is quite handsome too. Okay. Mr. Morgan Seth Earp was born on April 24th, 1851 in Pella, Iowa. Died March 18th, 1882 in Tombstone. Occupation was a stagecoach. He probably had a one-handed peacemaker. Don't look at this part. A peacemaker. My favorite gun. Anyways. I also want to read about Morgan. Morgan is also important. Morgan Earp worked primarily as a stagecoach, as we said. The younger brother of the fighting Earps, Morgan has been characterized as quick to laugh and quick to anger. One account, Mrs. M.J. King, during the trial revealed Morgan saying, "Let them have it!" To which Doc Holliday replied, "All right." 30-year-old Morgan Earp had been deputized by Virgil. Oh my god, Virgil is nepo babying people in. Wait, hold on. Why did they kick us out? Why did they kick us out of here? Anyways. Virgil was nepo babying everyone in. Into becoming sheriffs. All this nepotism. What is this? What is this? Okay. That is all I have written down for Mr. Virgil. And can you guess who's next? Who do you think is next? I want you to guess, Lasso. Who do you think is next? One of my favorites. One of my favorite Wild West characters. Yes, it's Doc Holliday! Doc Holliday! Woo! It's Doc Holliday, Doc Holliday. Why is there no photo of you? And why did it disappear? Doc! Doc, what happened to you? Let me fix it. Doc disappeared. He had an appointment. Oh my goodness, he became a ghost. Hold on. Wait! Oh my goodness, the photo got corrupted. What the? Wait, why did the photo get corrupted of Doc Holliday? Yeah, we're talking about Tombstone, but the photo got corrupted of Doc Holliday. Should I put a picture up of Val Kilmer instead? Yeah, it says ghost. Oh my goodness, he looks good in this. Wait, Twitch is dead? What? Is Twitch dead? Twitch! No? Okay, I got one guy. Never mind. Why are you one-guying me? Why are you... Okay, I'm about to kick you out of my class. Don't lie like that. I'm about to give you a demerit, actually. I'll give you a demerit. Bad student. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the whip. I'm pulling out the whip, you bad student. There's Doc Holliday. Hold on. Bad. Here we go. Here's Doc Holliday. Also a handsome man. You know, when I was looking at these pictures of these men, I was like, man, I'm definitely straight. I'm straight. I can appreciate the look of men. But I also like the look of women too. I don't know. Anyways, that's probably not an appropriate topic to talk about as a teacher. I'm sorry, students. Your teacher is a little weird. Anyways, this is John Henry Doc Holliday. So Mr. Doc Holliday was born August 14th in 1854. He was born in Griffin, Georgia. Georgia is a good state. I like Georgia. Georgia is one of my favorite states. Anyways, He died November 8th in 1887. Speaking of Georgia, you should visit Savannah, Georgia. There's a lot of cool history stuff there. His occupation was a dentist, but he also engaged in gambling and other stuff, if you know what I mean. I didn't count that as an occupation because... Ooh, did someone give subs? What the heck? Doc Holiday? Thank you for the 50 subs! What? Doc Holiday, we're talking about you! Oh my goodness, you came back from the dead! 50! That's a lot of gifted subs. I'm gonna keep her on the ringing. Okay, that's enough. That's enough ringing. Oh my goodness, Doc Holiday, no way you're here. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. Thank you, Doc Holiday. I'm so glad you came back from the grave and gave me some of your gambling earnings. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think all 400 students here would appreciate how awesome you are. Anyways. His occupation was a dentist, and he engaged in other things. Anyways, at the fight, I think I saw a information source say he had a Colt 45. Nickel-plated pistol, but he also had a shotgun under his jacket. All of the sources that I studied, they all said he had a shotgun under his jacket. I put probably because, like, you know, we don't know for sure what gun they had, you know? Other things. He did other things. Doc did stay strapped. I wonder why, like, we as a society like Doc Holiday so much. Like, did we talk about Doc Holiday a lot before? Like Val Kilmer? Anyways, I want to read about Doc Holiday as well. He is an American icon, you're right. The name is really cool. I think probably because of the name, and he's like handsome, I guess. He's a legend. Anyways, Dr. John Doc Holiday was a private citizen. Dentist, gambler, drunkard, and gunfighter. I mean, I didn't consider gambling and drunkard and gunfighter as his occupation. I felt like those were hobbies. I don't know if drunkard could be an occupation. Maybe if you were like a girl who is like really hot and works at a club, maybe? I don't know if like bottle girls get paid to drink. I don't know if to drink. Anyways, Mr. Doc Holiday unfortunately had tuberculosis. Why does tuberculosis always get the really, really cool people? Tuberculosis takes away the coolest Western and Wild West heroes. It's because it was so prominent at the time. But tuberculosis always takes away the good-looking people. With tuberculosis and a death wish, Holiday came to Tombstone with a trunk full of reputations. He had made dozens of enemies by the time he got there, and one friend, White Earp, whose life he had once saved. He was asked by Virgil to help disarm the Clintons, but as the cowboy side of the street fight story has it, that Holiday and Morgan were first to draw. If Tom really had been unarmed at the fight, it can be said that Doc Holliday was the only murderer of the day. A man that's a killer. Yeah, I love Arthur Morgan and I love Mr. Doc Holliday. Rest in peace. Well, Doc Holliday was real, Arthur Morgan wasn't. Unfortunately. Okay, I don't like a man that murders. Well, I mean, it depends. Like, if he, like, murders for me, then yeah. Then yeah, of course. Of course I like him. Okay. On to our Clanton and McLaurie boys. These are the people who are in the gang. The cattle gang. I don't know how you pronounce this, Cochise County Cowboys. I do want to read about the Cochise County Cowboys to you as well. The Pinkertons! Okay. So Mr. William Harrison Billy Clanton was born 1862, Hamilton County, Texas. He died October 26, 1881. Rest in peace. Tombstone, Arizona, his occupation a rancher, and he probably carried a Colt 1873 and 40 single action army revolver. In the Wild West, criminal you die? Well, it depends. You probably had a higher chance of dying, I assume. I hope this information is correct that I put on here. If not, then disregard me. But I will read you correct information about him right now. This is Billy Clinton. He was the youngest of the Clinton boys. It's noted that as a rancher, Billy first met and befriended Frank and Tom at the Jones Ranch, formerly owned by Old Man Clinton. Along the Gill River near Camp Thomas, Billy has been known as a hard worker and a big, loutish figure. He wasn't innocent by any stretch of the word. He was caught by White Earp in possession of White's stolen horse. By most accounts, Billy was trying to get his brother out of Tombstone the day of the shootout. And that is all I have written down for Mr. Billy. Probably should point out the term cowboy was considered an insult. Okay, hold on. Next guy. I've never read that, but I can see why it would be considered an insult back then. Why are my pictures dying? Aiko, where are you? My pictures are like corrupted. What the heck? No, I can see why, like, it was considered an insult. It sounds like an insult, kind of. But cowboy was an occupation, cattle wrangler. Technically. But also there was bad Cowboys. So I can see why you'd be offended because of the bad Cowboys. The Cowboys are super cool and that isn't an insult anymore. Yes, Cowpuncher. Okay. I don't feel like going and retrieving a picture of Ike. Should I? Does it matter to y'all? I don't know. What Ike did made me like mad. And it shouldn't make me mad, you know? Ike was a feller. Okay, hold on. Let me take the time to grab a photo again. I'm gonna grab a photo of him. Don't know why my photos are corrupting. Whee! Why? Oh, there we go. I just gotta click on it. And it pops up again. There we go. I'm going over like the popular, the famous guys that were in here, the ones that we remember. I do leave out some though. Joseph Isaac Ike Clinton. This is Ike Clinton. Look at him with his mustache and beard. Alright, so he was born around 1847, Cowboy County, Missouri. He died June 1st, 1887. A few years after the shootout. Like 6 years. And he died in Springerville, Arizona. His occupation was... Wait. Let me check if that's right real quick. I just want to make sure. For like 100% sure. Was he a dentist? No, I don't think he was a dentist. Was he? Why is that one wrong? No, I think he was just a rancher. No, he is a rancher. Haha, good thing I caught that. He's not a dentist, he's a rancher. He just forget that. Mr. Doc Holliday is the dentist. So, now, not probably, he was unarmed. His Winchester carbine and Colt 45 had been confiscated by Virgil. Yes, he was not a dentist. Don't know why it says dentist, but okay. Cross out your notes. Not dentist. Not dentist. He was a rancher. Let me read about them. Craven Coward or Rough and Tumble Rouseabout. 34-year-old rancher Ike Clinton has been portrayed as both over the decades. Certainly, he was the final catalyst in events that led to the shootout. The Clinton family moved to the Tombstone area in 1868. Ike's ranch was on the San Pedro River about 14 miles southwest from Tombstone. So what's interesting about Ike is I'm pretty sure he's the guy who was like, no, don't shoot. He like ran up to Earp, I think, and he's like, don't shoot. Like, don't shoot us, please. But I don't know why that made me mad, because they had been causing problems for a while. Wait, you're actually taking notes? W. Yeah, he's like the coward. He's like, don't shoot. Like, I don't know. It shouldn't make me mad, but it made me mad. Anyways. I believe next on my notes I have... Okay. OK Corral. Dun, dun, dun. This is the famous OK Corral. This is what OK Corral looks like. You like? You like? You like? You like? Is it a little smaller than you expected? Virik, thank you for the super chat. I feel like this is an excuse to teach us history. Yes, it is. I'm making you learn. I'm making you learn. Okay. This is a learning stream. We also had fun playing Kahoot though. Anyways, this is the OK Corral. Fun fact. I had to include this, but apparently the historic gunfight did not take place with or next to, within or next to the corral. I was very interested to find out that it did not take place in or next to the corral. I thought this was funny. But in a narrow lot on Fremont Street, 6 doors west of the near entrance of the corral, the lot was between Harwood's home and CS Fly's 12-room boarding house and photography studio. That's where the famous 30-second shootout was. Not in or by. I mean, I guess by? Kind of by? I don't know. Not next to it. Not right next to it. Yeah, probably the OK Corral just sounds cooler. It didn't happen at Golden Corral? No, it did not happen at the Golden Corral. I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, okay. What really happened at the OK Corral? Okay, gunfight pitted lawmen against members of a loosely organized cattle rustlers headed by the Clanton McClory families, a coalition of tombstone businessmen represented by the Earps. Before we start, I want to read about the gang. I want to read about the gang. The Coacheyes. The Coacheyes, I think that's how you say it. The one the McLaurys and the Clantons were a part of. Coacheyes. Coacheyes County Cowboys. A lot of you probably don't know this either, so that's why I want to read about them. So, the Coacheyes County Cowboys is a modern name for a loosely associated group of outlaws living in Pima and Cochise counties in Arizona in the late 19th century. The term cowboy, as opposed to cowhand, had only begun to come into wider use during the 1870s. In that place and time, cowboy was synonymous with cattle rustler. So I can see why people would not want to be called cowboy. Because you don't want to be associated with a thief. So, because thieves were also similar to cowboys. And they frequently rode across the border into Mexico and stole cattle from Mexican ranches. And then they drove back across the border to sell to the United States. So I can see why you'd be offended by the word cowboy, cow rustler. You don't want to be called a thief. You're a law-abiding citizen, right? Right, Lasso? Some modern writers consider them to be early form of organized crime in America. I didn't know that it was like a slang word to make someone mad. So if you called someone a cowboy, you're rage baiting them. But in the 1800s. In response to the Mexican government eventually lowered tariffs and added forts along the border, making cross-border rustling and smuggling less attractive. The cowboys then began to steal cattle and horses from neighboring American ranches and reselling them to unscrupulous butchers. They held up stagecoaches, stole strong boxes, and strong-armed passengers from their valuables. In some instances, they killed drivers and passengers. Yes. Teacher, at which point would Sweet Home Alabama become a different type of familial? What are you talking about? Student, Basti, am I gonna have to kick you out of my class? What are you talking about? Quit disrupting the class. We all know you like the Mamotos or something like that. Quit disrupting my class. Those Emotos and Oni-chans or whatever. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, I want to read to you as well about what happened during the OK Corral. And then we're gonna watch a video. Dun-da-da! We're gonna watch a video about it, because it will get it better than I could. Okay, so this is what happened at the famous 30-second shootout. This is what happened in 30 seconds, according to people who saw it. According to accounts that were there. So, as the Earps turned the corner and entered the narrow passageway between the hardwood house and Fly's boarding house, they met their rivals face to face. Lawman carried a 6-shooter. In addition, Doc Holliday carried a shotgun hidden under his long coat. Less than 6 feet away from the cowboys, Virgil called out, "Boys, throw up your hands. I've come to disarm you." Billy Clinton is said to have responded, "Haha, just kidding. It wasn't Ike. It was Billy. Don't shoot! I don't want to fight!" To which Wyatt Earp allegedly said, "You sons of bitches have been looking for a fight, and now you have it." Yeah, that's why it made me so mad. It's because these guys were terrible people. They were killers. And they were just annoying. And they're like, don't shoot us, please. Please don't shoot us. Nah. And bullets flew within 30 seconds. Nearly 30 shots were fired. Oh my, that's a shot a second. During the gun battle, Billy Clinton shot Morgan Earp through the leg and Virgil Earp through their shoulders. A bullet just grazed Doc Holliday's hip. No! Doc! Cowboys Ike, Clinton, and Billy Bourne were unarmed and both ran away when the fighting began. The remaining 3 cowboys, Frank, Tom McClary, and Billy Clinton, were all killed. Rest in peace, but you kinda deserved it, not gonna lie. Let me redo the music real quick. Yeah, kinda deserved it. Not wiki article. Where was I? How many after-school marriage proposals does Miss Lulu get in a week? I don't think I've gotten any after-school marriage proposals. Not Bill Clinton! I did not have inappropriate relations with that woman. I took a few sources for my lesson. I did read about the Conchise Cowboys from Wikipedia. Anyways, where were we? Claiborne were unarmed, both ran away from fighting Mien. The remaining 3 cowboys, they were all killed. Tom McClory, who also may have been unarmed, was shot and killed by a blast from Doc's shotgun. His brother, Frank McClory, was shot in the stomach by Doc, then killed by a shot to the head by Doc or Morgan Earp. 19-year-old Billy Clanton was shot in the chest, in the right arm, and forced him to continue shooting left-handed. I'm left-handed. When do we talk about outlaws? Your outlaws are the McClorys, the Clantons, who we're talking about right now. The ones getting shot. He died of his wounds 30 minutes after the fight. Virgil Earp, Morgan Earp, and Doc Holliday were carried home, treated by Dr. Goodfellow. Only White remained unharmed, as reported in the Tombstone Nugget newspaper. Wait! Nugget, that's so cute. Newspaper on October 27th, 1881. I forgot that it was called the Nugget. The gunfight reflected one of the crimson days in the annals of Tombstone. A day when blood flowed as water. A day always to be remembered as witnessing the bloodiest and the deadliest street fight that has ever occurred in this place, or probably in the territory. Dun dun dun! And that is what happened at one of the most famous, one of the most famous gunfights, and probably one of the fastest gunfights. Happened in 30 seconds. I'm left-handed. Could you be able to survive a bullet? Depends on where the bullet is. And hopefully the wound doesn't get infected. Hopefully the wound won't get infected, but if it's in a place that you lose a lot of blood at, probably not. If it's in a place that you might survive, you have lower chances. Back then, health treatment wasn't great. Yeah, it depends on the bullet size, where it hits you. Do you think you could survive, Lasso? I think you could survive. I believe in you. I believe in ya. You'd live? I believe you'd live. Anyways, I want to watch a video with you. I haven't watched this video, so I'll be reacting to it along with you. Okay. I want to play a video that probably will explain it better than I could explain it. How many of you are actually taking notes? Okay. Let me look it up. You don't have to actually take notes. Don't worry. Let's see. Let's see. I think I want to do extra histories video. Tombstone. Okay. Let's see, is this going to show up? No. This is not going to show up. Darn it. That was one of the excerpts I was reading. Okay. Let's see. Yep, this should be it. This is the right one. Perfect.
Tombstone, Arizona Territories, October 26th, 1881.
Can you hear it?
It begins like so many other fights, with a boozy boast.
I'm
It's
gonna put
9 in
on
the morning
subtitles.
on a cold Wednesday. The bars have been open all night, and Ike Clanton hasn't stopped drinking. Later, he will, of course, sober up, and he will do so very quickly. But that, of course, is later. For now, he's drunk, belligerent, and shouting at anyone
Ike
who
is
will
the
listen
annoying
that
one.
he's going to kill Doc Holliday, a short-tempered former dentist with whom, for reasons that will probably never become fully clear, he's had a long-standing feud with. And it's in this particular moment that he's lit the fuse of a complex, multi-part powder keg that will explode in approximately 6 hours' time and echo into legend. The gunfight at the OK Corral.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thanks so much to Clarendon and their
Is
new
it still
cooperative
quiet?
party game Priorities for sponsoring today's historical tale. Tombstone was founded in 1879.
Turn it up more. I've already turned it up as high as I can. Hold on. I'm gonna turn it up more on my end. 6, 7.
An optimistic prospector named
Is
Ed
this
Schifflin.
better?
Go prospecting in those hills, local. Tombstone was founded in 1879 by an optimistic prospector named Ed Schifflin. Go prospecting in those hills, local folks told him, and all you're gonna find is your tombstone. Yeah, well, Ed got the last laugh, as during his endeavor, he hit a seam of silver and became a very rich man. A mining camp sprung up swiftly after his find, and within 2 years, it became a prosperous and growing town. And in fond acknowledgement of his many doomsayers, Schifflin named the place Tombstone. It was a busy modern town filled with bars, restaurants, brothels,
where
and more
the,
bars. Yeah, people kind of
silver
drank a
was.
lot. There wasn't really much else to do with your free time around there. Of course, boredom and liquor often give rise to
They grew so much because of the silver as well. Anyways,
lawlessness. And where there's
probably said
lawlessness,
that.
the law tends to follow. In this instance, it came in the shape of one Virgil,
Virgil!
who had enlisted his younger brothers, Wyatt and Morgan, as deputies. The evening Ike Clanton began mouthing off, Virgil had been policing the streets all night long. He's just exhausted and wants nothing more than to go home and sleep, but the news that Clanton is stumbling around threatening Doc Holliday keeps him out. Now, Virgil normally wouldn't care what nonsense a drunk bully like Clanton might spout, but Doc Holliday is a friend to the Earps. Though, more than that, Virgil also knows that Holliday has a well-earned reputation as a hothead who probably wouldn't think twice about gunning Ike down in the street. Frankly, Virgil doesn't want to have to deal with the paperwork around that, so he goes to find his brothers. He repeats what he's heard. Now, Virgil knows that Doc and Wyatt are friends, and Doc's the most likely to listen to Wyatt. So Virgil sets his brothers to task and goes home for what's probably the last good night's rest in his life. Wyatt and Morgan then go off to search for Doc, finding him at a card table in the Oriental Saloon. Now, John Henry Doc Holliday crossed paths with Wyatt Earp several times before joining him in Tombstone. Maybe those prior meetings were coincidence, or maybe destiny.
That's
Either
his
way,
bestie.
Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday will be inextricably linked due to the events that take place later that day. But right this moment, a confrontation seems unlikely. Don't care what Clanton says, Doc reassures the Earps. He couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. Don't worry none, boys. I'll be fine. He goes back to his game, winning and losing in equal measure. Though for a notorious gambler, Doc never makes his fortune. Whenever he wins...
Yeah, I remember reading this, so... Every time he'd gamble, he'd like win a lot of money, and then he'd gamble it all away. He was a gambling addict.
Big, he just gambles it all away again. He lives in the moment, and for good reason. He's 30 years old, his body is riddled with tuberculosis, and he's living on borrowed time. So he treats every day as a gift, and he's dang...
Why would you care? If you, like, don't have kids, why would you care? Like, just do fun stuff.
Sure, he will make the most of it. And perhaps, knowing his life's outlook,
you're gonna die.
Wyatt and Morgan are not entirely reassured at Doc's response, but leave the former dentist to his card games and go on with their day, keeping one eye open. Elsewhere, Ike Clanton keeps drinking. Now, nobody ever quite put their finger on exactly why Ike Clanton was baying for Doc Holliday's blood, though there was some whispers that Wyatt and Doc had collaborated with Clanton on a probably less than legal money-making scheme. Ike got the idea that Doc was going to betray him to the authorities, started drinking, and then that idea became his reality. Actually, he'd aggressively confronted Doc the previous night, but nobody really noticed. See, because not a day went by in Tombstone without someone mortally offending someone else. Virgil had introduced a no guns within the city limits law that people occasionally adhered to.
Okay, so apparently a lot of towns in the Wild West did this. So the sheriffs were like, no guns allowed. No guns allowed. And they would confiscate guns. But they'd sometimes let people that they know, you know, keep a concealed gun occasionally. I mean, it makes sense. Like, why would you just let everyone? So, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of towns did this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot. I mean, why would you not, you know?
Which meant that Doc and Ike's spat shouldn't really escalate beyond harsh language. Hence, Doc brushed off Ike with the disdain he felt he deserved. So there's a very good chance that Ike, Wyatt, and Doc were mixed up in something that they shouldn't have been. And while Wyatt and Doc were able to keep their mouths tightly shut, the neurotic Clanton simply could not. His own certainty that Doc was going to get him into trouble took over everything. Of course, it probably doesn't help that Ike was, to put it bluntly, not the brightest button in the box, and Doc did take pleasure in denigrating his intelligence by confounding the farmer with riddles and conundrums. Doc also considered himself too clever and sophisticated for Tombstone, and never thought twice about causing offense. Yeah, Doc Holliday was not a nice man. His illness is hard on him, and he numbs that pain with booze. This serves only to make him more angry, more bitter.
And Doc Holliday was a rage baiter.
That means he's a man who frequently acts first.
Doc Holliday was a Redditor!
And thinks later, often from behind cell bars. But back to Ike. Finally kicked out of the last bar in town, Ike has to quit drinking. Maybe he sleeps the worst of it off somewhere, or maybe he just goes home and knocks back a few more glasses of Old Overholt, but wherever he is, he exits stage left for now, leaving room for us to bring in the other players in this sorry tale. Tom McClary, Ike's friend, has heard what's going on and has come to town to see if he can help.
Hi.
Or, as it's more likely, catch a piece of whatever action is going on. Unfortunately for Tom, he makes the mistake of running into Wyatt first, whose patience is easily tested. The two get into a disagreement, which ends, as many things do, with Wyatt pistol whipping him and dragging him into the courthouse for disturbance of the peace. Just one more bullet into—
Oh my, this is why it makes me so mad. That Billy was like, don't shoot!
The six-shooter of destiny. Okay, all of the pieces are nearly on the board. We have the three Earp brothers. We have Doc Holliday. We have Ike and Tom. All we need now is Tom's older brother, Frank, and Ike's baby brother, Billy. Those two are currently minding their own business, eating lunch at the Grand Hotel, and you know what? They're probably having a pretty nice day. When all of a sudden, someone crashes in to tell Frank and Billy that Ike is on the warpath and Tom has incurred the wrath of Wyatt Earp. That's probably when their nice day came to an end. Actually, there's something in the air in Tombstone today, and it's not just the chill or the snow. There's a sense of hush, kind of like the town taking a deep breath before plunging into a lake. Ike's friends go out hunting for him in hopes of sobering him up, but to no avail. So the Clantons and McClarys just meet up and begin to whisper in hushed tones, while the Earps meet at Haffer's Corner, whispering in hushed tones of their own. Destiny is hollerin', and the two factions are ready to answer the siren's call.
They're ready.
Now it's around 3 in the afternoon when Doc saunters by, unaware or simply not caring that he's caused this tension. He's reminded about Ike's threats of murder, and once again, just shrugs it off. Then Virgil, perhaps foolishly, tells Doc that the brothers are going to find the Clantons and the McClarys. Doc wants in, but Virgil tells him there's no need for him to get involved. And here is where Doc's famous temper begins to flare up at being told to stay out of business that is quite clearly his to be involved in. "That is a hell of a thing for you to say," Doc says to Virgil, to which Virgil concedes that Doc is too involved to actually not be involved. So he accepts Doc's offer to help watch their backs and swaps his shotgun with the
Let's
dentist's
go.
walking cane. This allows Virgil to approach unarmed and thus appear conciliatory rather than threatening. "Now you're just there to back me up," Virgil tells Doc, pointing to the shotgun. "You understand?" Oh, Doc understands.
I
A
don't
helpful
think that's
passerby
what he
informs
did.
the lawmen that the Clantons and the McClarys were seen buying ammunition a little while ago, then headed off to collect their horses. Huh. Maybe, Virgil suggests, they're already leaving
He
town.
definitely
but
did
the Earps
back 'em
decide it's
up,
best to
I'll
make sure
say.
that they actually do leave. Walking
He
in
did a
line,
little bit more
with
than
Doc
backing
whistling
him
a
up.
cheerful tune and a shotgun concealed beneath his greatcoat, they all saunter down the street and into immortality. Now, there are countless fictional retellings of the altercation, and nobody will ever know the full facts. Heck, even Wyatt Earp, when pressed, couldn't remember the specifics. But one thing is for certain. In our next episode, 30 shots will ring out over Tombstone, one for each second of a legendary gunfight. Tick, tick, tick. But while that clock ticks down, and we debate all of these men's various priorities, might I interest you in a game to see how well your friends know yours? So, as you know, games are really in our blood
my
here,
goodness.
and we're always very,
Is this
very, very
another
excited to tell you about a
sponsorship?
great game
Oh,
when we
they're the
find
same one.
You know,
Okay,
you might
okay.
even say it's our
Same
top
sponsorship.
priority. Thank you. I'll be here for the rest of this read. In all seriousness, Priorities is a heck of a lot of fun. It's this easy-to-learn party game of extreme truths and absurd choices, where each round, you and your friends are tasked
Oh
with
my
ranking
goodness.
5 random items from
Okay,
love to
time
loathe.
venue,
For
sir.
example, let's say I pull friendship, Taylor Swift, climate change, being right, and kittens. Would you be able to guess how I rank them? Any rankings
I'm
you get
gonna
right
ban
go to
you
the
while we're
players, and
watching
any you get
the
wrong go to the game. That's
sponsorship.
right. It's a PvE experience where you and your friends are working together against the game. Because whoever can spell out the word priorities with the letters on the back of the cards first wins. And I gotta say, after a few rounds,
Hold
I learned
on.
that there's a bunch
Who
of stuff
said
about my
that?
friends that still surprises me. You can snag your own copy of Priorities at your nearest Target, or if you'd like to prioritize your time, you can click here, and
You're
then afterward,
going
why not
to
rank another one of our videos here.
detention
The
forever.
biggest bean thanks to Ahmed Ziad Turk, Angelo Valenciana, Art
my
Light Games,
goodness, where
Dominic
did he
Valenciana,
say
Izzy Coin, Joseph Blame, Kuya Koi, and Michael Hoggett for being our legendary patrons.
Who was it? I'm confused now. Am I crazy?
Fremont Street, Tombstone, Arizona territory.
Hold on. Howdy. Okay, now I'm confused. Maybe he'll go free. I'm banning someone real quick. Oh my gosh. What even is going on? Someone said the no word. I can see some of my stuff? I don't know. I'm a noob to dual streaming. So I have to do this like manually. Because I don't have any moderators, so I probably shouldn't say that, but whatever. No mods. I'm gonna play this though.
October 26th, 1881. Now, gunshots are not uncommon in a town where disagreements happen on a daily basis. 30 of them, though. Now that's unusual. In a vacant lot off Fremont Street, next to Fly's photographic studio, two groups that have been staring each other down for weeks are about to collide. One faction, known as the Cowboys, have been feuding with the gambler/dentist, Doc Holliday, and the tension's gotten so bad that Doc's friend, Deputy Marshal Virgil Earp, has ordered them to leave town before violence erupts. They're in an alley near the OK Corral, readying their horses, and maybe if they'd been left alone, they would have followed his instructions. But Virgil and his brothers, plus Holliday himself, are on their way to make sure the Cowboys really leave. They're coming with guns. And soon, Fremont Street will ring with those aforementioned 30 shots, raining through the town in 30 seconds.
I like this channel.
Today's epic showdown is made possible by our creator-owned and operated streaming service, Nebula, where lifetime memberships are back for a limited time this holiday season. But more on that after the shootout. Okay, let's fully set the scene of this showdown, shall we? On one side, the Cowboys. Ike Clanton, whose drunken threats to kill Doc Holliday have started this mess, plus his little brother Billy. Next to them, Tom and Frank McClary have already saddled their horses and are ready to leave. And finally, their friend Billy Claiborne makes 5. And on the other side are the lawmen, Deputy Marshal Virgil Earp, his brothers Wyatt and Morgan, and their friend Doc Holliday. 5 Cowboys, 4 lawmen. Fairly even odds. Not that odds matter to Virgil, however. He's focused, determined to see the Cowboys out of town with as little fuss as possible. The McClary's horses partially obscure the Cowboys from Virgil's sight, so he can't really see what they're doing. But he steps forward regardless to take control of the situation. "Throw your hands up, boys," he says. "I want your guns." Mind you, Virgil isn't holding a gun. He borrowed Doc's silver-topped walking cane. The two sides are about 8 feet apart when Doc raises his shotgun. He doesn't fire it, however. He's just covering Virgil, keeping his promise to only fire if absolutely necessary. But at the sight of the weapon, Frank McClary and Billy Clanton draw and aim their revolvers. "Hold," Virgil says, stepping forward and raising the walking cane. "I don't want that." The first 2 shots being fired before he even finishes his sentence. Perhaps the raised cane looked more threatening than he thought. And to this day, it's unclear exactly who shot first. Billy Clanton then shoots at Wyatt. And in response, Wyatt fires at the bigger threat, Frank McClary, who has a reputation as a gunfighter. At these shots, Billy Claiborne books it out the back, exiting our story as quickly as he arrived. Then Ike Clanton, who again instigated all of this, rushes up to Wyatt, babbling that he's unarmed. Wyatt shoves him away. "Get to fighting or get out of here!" Ike runs for his life. Meanwhile, Morgan draws and fires off 2 shots of his own. Virgil, swearing and fumbling with Doc's cane, finally drops it and cross-draws his own weapon. Amid the chaos, though.
Thank you for subscribing. Let me ring that. I'm sorry I'm so late. I didn't see it. Thank you.
Doc hasn't fired. He's still following Virgil's orders. The gunshots echoing in the confined space spooks the horses. They rear and buck, adding to the confusion. Then Tom McClary throws his hand to his right hip, ready to draw his weapon, but Doc responds instinctively. He steps around the horse, acting as Tom's shield, and unloads both barrels of the shotgun directly into Tom's chest. McClary staggers back, but doesn't fall. Doc throws the spent shotgun down, drawing his revolver and rejoining the fight. Everybody's shooting now. Billy Clanton's hit in the side and falls to the ground. Morgan is struck in his right shoulder, the bullet tearing through his body and out the other side, missing vital organs by inches. Today isn't Morgan's day to die. Wyatt blazes at Frank, hitting him in the abdomen, while Frank stumbles away, trying to get to his horse. A lucky shot from Billy Clanton strikes Virgil in the calf. But with the tenacity and sheer bloody-mindedness of his family, Virgil keeps fighting. Morgan does too, dragging himself up to a sitting position so he can keep shooting. Only Wyatt has stood still this entire gunfight. Doc's world narrows. It's him and Frank McClary now. He sights in. But suddenly...
Apparently, multiple accounts say that Wyatt stood still and he aura farmed. Like they said he looked super cool. Apparently. Thank you for the 5 memberships, Steam Power Twit, and also Dow. Thank you for subscribing with Prime. Yeah, they said he aura farmed.
A wild shot grazes Doc's hip, infuriating him. He squeezes the trigger, but nothing happens. A misfire, out of ammunition? Ugh, it hardly matters. In this moment, Doc realizes that this is how he dies. He embraces the notion, flings his arms out, presenting himself as a target to Frank. "I have you now, Lunger," Frank growls, raising his gun. "Blaze away, Frank," Doc says. "You're a daisy if you have." But just as Frank is about to put a hole in Doc, Wyatt and Morgan zero in on him, firing almost simultaneously. and a fingernail-sized ball of lead slams into Frank's skull, killing him in an instant.
How
Silence
dare you
descends.
try to kill
The men
my
look
Doc
through the drifting gun
Holiday?
smoke at what the past half-minute has wrought. Frank McClary's dead. The wounded Tom follows him into eternity shortly afterwards. 19-year-old Billy Clanton takes longer to expire, in terrible, agonizing pain, despite 2 shots of morphine. Among the lawmen, 2 of the Earp brothers and Doc Holliday are injured, with only Wyatt escaping entirely unscathed. The fight was over, but in many ways, the feud was just beginning. After the events of that fateful October day in Tombstone, things unraveled quickly. The Earps and Doc were arrested and tried for the murder of the McClary brothers and Billy Clanton. And though they were acquitted within a month, the bile did not settle. 2 months after the gunfight, a group of men ambushed Virgil on the street, shooting him in the back with 3 loads of buckshot. He survived, but lost the use of his left arm. Several men from the Cowboy faction, including Ike Clanton, were arrested for the crime, but then let go for lack of evidence. In May, several months after the Fremont Street fight, another group of assassins murdered Morgan Earp, shooting him in the back as he played billiards. Wyatt then loaded the wounded Virgil onto a train with Morgan's body and went out for vengeance. Forming a federal posse that included Holiday,
it's time
Wyatt
to
led
kill
a vendetta
them.
that sought out any allies of the Cowboys he could find. They killed 4 men and fled to Arizona after being charged with murder and pursued by marshals. But that's a story for another time. Eventually, life returned to whatever passed for normal in Tombstone. The Earps never did end up mining for silver like they intended to. Doc never made his fortune playing cards, though eventually he did head out to Colorado, where he passed away 6 years later at the age of 36, dying just at...
Isn't that's how old Arthur Morgan is? Like when he died. Oh my goodness, my other cowboy Oshie.
as he'd lived, in debt and defiant. And in Tombstone, the altercation was largely forgotten. After all, it was not the only feud or shootout in the West at that time, and was only notable in how many died. Only years later, when he was being interviewed for his biography as a frontier lawman, that Wyatt Earp discussed the Fremont Street fight. And by that time, his recollections were hazy. Details have been called into question, including the time frame and number of bullets fired. Modern reenactments of the gunfight average around 19 bullets in a 30-second period, rather than his claim of 30. Maybe Wyatt was exaggerating, maybe he truly didn't recall. Still, that—
My goodness, was 30 an exaggeration? What? But my sources said 30.
that
Anyways.
account caught the spirit of a generation who viewed those heady days of the Wild West as something
I don't know,
mythological,
I wasn't there,
and who
so.
were very eager for
And
tales
I'm
of the
not
past.
a real teacher
the
either.
story took off like wildfire. And despite Wyatt always referring to it as the Fremont Street fight, and it having taken place in an empty lot, early newspaper accounts saddled it with the name of the nearby OK Corral, and popular culture followed suit. Wyatt himself ended up living through the turn of the century, and got to witness things like the birth of Hollywood. And in his later years, he actually became an advisor on several silent Western films. And John Wayne once claimed that he modeled his own cowboy
that's
persona
so
after
cool.
Earp, after having met him once on a film set. By the time Wyatt died in 1929, at the age of 80, the story of the gunfight at the OK Corral had taken on a life of its own. The first movie depiction came in 1932, followed by 8 more. Television got in on the action as well, and so by the end of the century, the gunfight had been immortalized in countless films and adaptations, each more dramatic than the last, and each equally lewd.
Imagine having the guy who participated in the OK Corral gunfight helping you, like, I don't make your movie. Or like hearing what happened from him and then making your movie.
With the facts. Many of the depictions outright cast the Earps as heroic lawmen, despite history telling us their motives were likely a little more murky. But perhaps the after effects of the gunfight linger most in Tombstone itself, whose tourism industry is built around the violent conflict, which is reenacted multiple times a day. An event vaguely recalled by one of its only survivors, which grew into an American legend famous around the world. One where, over 150 years later, you can still see 2 groups of men approaching each other in front of Fremont Street, across from the OK Corral. And if you've enjoyed saddling up to this slice of history, I would be remiss if I didn't mention all of the other amazing history creators we've got over on Nebula these days. Look at this list. It's like the all-stars of talking about our shared existence. Nebula is a streaming platform that's...
Yeah, that was a good video. Okay, I don't think anything else about what we need to learn is here. Ah! I think that's the only video. I mean, maybe we should watch the one with the fun one with the actors in Tombstone. Yeah, I want to watch the fun one real quick with you. It's not that long. What time is it? Oh, it's like 11:33. We've been here for like 2 hours. Not too bad. Okay. I saw someone said, I didn't know that there was a Wild West specialized VTuber. Yes, that's me, Lulu Lasso. A Y2K Giyaru cowgirl. Okay. That is I! No way. It's the Lulu Lasso! This isn't like a second outfit or anything. I am a cowgirl. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I couldn't hear if the video mentioned snowed. Wait, what? Does it snow in Arizona? Anyways. I love that this is a video that I saw. Oh my goodness, it's so dramatic. Look at them.
To me, when it comes to gunslingers, that
Oh my goodness!
OK Corral is the
That's
greatest
Russell,
gunslinger
right?
moment of all time.
By the afternoon of October 26, 1881, the time for talking had passed. Our troubles with Tombstone's Cowboys had been escalating for 2 years, and the powder keg was finally about to blow. Virgil, Morgan, Doc, and I resolved to go down to the OK Corral and disarm Mike Clanton and his cronies by any means necessary.
Most of the townspeople knew something was about to
Oh
happen,
my
probably just from their body
goodness. Can we
language
go
and
back
from
to
the
her?
armaments they were carrying. One eyewitness did hear probably Morgan say to Doc, "Let them have it." To which Doc said, "All right."
We rounded the corner of 4th and Fremont, and there stood the Cowboys with their
Oh my-
weapons in plain sight.
They see pistols visible,
Ooh, look at that.
rifles on the saddles. They see armaments everywhere.
Beautiful revolver. Ooh, it's tense,
Boys, drop
y'all.
your hands. I want your guns.
And here we are, the two groups
They're
suddenly
not
for the
supposed to
first
have
time
guns.
in this 2 years of tension, all together facing each other,
It's
both of them
Virgil's
knowing what the other one is
rule.
there for. What do you do now?
Hold! I don't want that.
Now, this isn't thought about very much, but that vacant lot is 15 feet wide. They're literally on top of one another.
Yeah.
At one point, they're so close together that the barrel of Doc's shotgun is pressed into the belly of Tom McClowry. Doc Holliday's probably thinking, well, I have them now. If I let them go, they'll only ambush me tomorrow night. So Doc Holliday does something that I consider to be pivotal. He cocks the hammers on that double-barrel shotgun.
Oh!
I believe that is the point of no return.
Yeah.
And if there's any moral in this story is, do not take a drunk dentist to an arrest.
In that moment, it was kill or be killed.
There's all sorts of opinion on who clicked the hammer first, who shot first. Doesn't matter. Out of those 9 guys, somebody was going to make a move, and suddenly they were all shooting. And there went the ball game.
Okay, wait, what's next? That is not what we want to watch. Is there like another video or no? Pretty sure there's another video. Is there a second video? I guess not. What? Let me look it up. What is it? It's American Heroes channel. Here we go. I think this is it. Yes. That is your homework for tonight. Oh, maybe that's just the end of the video. Yep, I don't think there's any more. No! Is Tombstone free on YouTube? Anyways, that is your homework. Your homework is to watch the movie Tombstone if you haven't already. Yes, you have homework. This is a class. Of course you have homework. You gotta watch a movie. If you haven't already, I'm sure a lot of you have seen Tombstone though. Of course you have to do some homework. You're students after all. Yeah. You gotta watch Tombstone and then you gotta give me a 1-page essay of what you learned. One thing I hate about Tombstone, I hate the part with him cheating on his wife. That is like the part that I hate the most about Tombstone. I feel like that, I mean, that isn't historically accurate because he didn't have a wife at that time, right? Like his wife died. I don't know if he remarried or not. So I feel like why couldn't like his wife already have been dead if historical accounts say that she's already dead? Wow, him and Joseph Joestar, you have types 36. I do not like guys who cheat on me. Oh my goodness, I even look like Suzy Q.